আপনারা দেখছেন টকিং পয়েন্ট।
সৌজন্যে মাহবুব এন্ড কো অ্যাকাউন্টেন্টস।
Welcome back. Before we took our commercial break, we were talking to Jane Earl, the CEO of Rich Mix, about some of the activities they're involved in. Yes, Jane, you said that you wanted to talk about some of the other things that you do. And what are those other things?
So the big things that we're thinking of talking through is the work that we're about to show to celebrate Bangladeshi independence. As part of our regular program of arts, music, spoken word, comedy, we try to have some themes of programming at various times of the year. And of course, given the centrality of the Bangladeshi community to Rich Mix, it's been really important to us to find different ways of marking what's such an important part of the heritage of the community. So we've tried...
This is called Freedom Week.
It is called
and it will be running from Friday 21st to Thursday 27th March. Can we show this on the screen, please? Yeah, that's it. Freedom Week, Friday 21st to Thursday 27th March at Rich Mix. Thank you.
And hopefully one of the things that's quite interesting about this program is that it's all about celebrating not just the struggle but also the successes of a number of countries around the world, including the real advances and the real economic powerhouse which parts of Bangladesh are becoming. So whilst we do want to absolutely record the struggle and the sacrifice that went into the making of the country, we also want to celebrate the great things that are coming out of it now. And particularly one of the exhibitions that we're mounting in partnership with DRIC, with colleague artists who are coming over from Dakar specifically for this event, is looking at some of the photographic work which they've done, which mark all of those successes and the new communities and the new generation of Bangladeshis who are really taking their place in their country and in the world at large.
Yeah, DRIC has established the largest, I think, the photographic institute in Southeast Asia, in Dhaka.
Yes.
And there are students coming from all over the world.
And the quality of their work is excellent. We're very honoured and very privileged that they've agreed to come and show their work at Rich Mix because we think it's an important way.
I think they will also be running a workshop or something.
They're running workshops and there will also be some talks about what has been learned through the process of building up this huge body of work. And of course one of the great things about that is that's completely free, like so much of the rest of the programme. People who want to come and find out more about Bangladeshi culture and heritage don't have to put their hands in their pockets to do so. We think it's important enough that we make it completely free to access.
Great. What else are you doing with the Bangladeshi thing? I mean, there will be film shows, isn't it?
There are a number of film shows. We've got, on the 25th of March, we've got a screening of a film called Gorilla, which is being presented by the British Council in Bangladesh. We're very privileged that they're coming to show the work there. It's absolutely a film which is about the reality of living with informers, with spies, and about the impact that has. So it's a very exciting film, as well as addressing some very important social issues.
Yeah, I think it was released last year, or probably a year
I think
and a
so,
half.
yes.
And it has been a successful film, and a lot of people are crazy about that, and it will be a good opportunity for a lot of people who can't go to Dhaka to watch the film. They can watch it here.
Come and see it with us.
Yes.
And of course the other film,
screen.
On a much bigger screen. But the other film which we're very excited about is one which we're showing in partnership with Syed Neaz Trust, which is a film which has live footage which was shot at the time of the independence struggle.
Yeah, the name is Major Khalid's War.
Major Khalid's War, exactly.
It's about the war that was led by, in that particular sector, by late Shaheed Major General Khalid Musharraf. And he was awarded Bir Uttam. It's one of the highest gallantry awards.
Yes. And we think that's going to be a very interesting film to show, very topical, and very glad to be able to do that on a Sunday afternoon when Brick Lane and the area around us is full of people. So we very much hope that will attract a significant audience to come and just understand a little bit more about what has happened and what's made such an impact on the lives of many of the people who live around us. So that one we're particularly excited about. We've also got things going on, of course, for children, because it's important that the generation who are growing up get the chance to be part of this, and we know that it's not always possible to bring small children to sit through films. So we've got a number of things happening. We've got storytelling sessions. We've got...
What sort of a story? I mean, stories from Bangladesh?
Yes, we've got a storyteller who's going to come and talk and tell stories, traditional stories, but with modern twists, and with the opportunity for the children to participate in them. And of course, we're also recognising that we're talking about freedom and struggle, because we know that placards formed such an important part of both the demonstrations in 1971 and still today. We've got a workshop for 5-year-olds and upwards who can work out what issues they think are important, and they can make their own placards and they can take them home. So we hope they won't be demanding too much right to stay up late to watch TV or have more pocket money, that they will also be thinking about some of the huge struggles which we know from our work with even young children. They're very concerned about the dangers to human rights and the unfairness of the world and damage to the environment. So we expect to see a fantastic collection of placards as a result of that.
Going back to Rich Mix, you see, who are the people behind Rich Mix? I mean, I'm sure that it's a charity, so you have a board of trustees.
Yes.
And the board of trustees, members of the trust, they're drawn from different communities,
Yes.
I suppose, isn't it? See? They're locally selected, elected, or what?
So all of our trustees are appointed by public advert and public interview, not public interview. We don't make them all be interviewed fully in public. But we work out what skills and backgrounds we need. So we've got a range of people who are artists. Shaila Berman, who's a very well-known visual artist from Southeast Asia with a Southeast Asian background. John Pandit, who used to be part of the Asian Dub Foundation, who's been on
That's
our
an
board right from
interesting
the
name.
start. Yes, John has been involved with Rich Mix almost from the start. We've got people who come with a business background. Our vice chair, Tandeep Minas, is a partner in a city law firm. Our chair, Michael Keith, is director of a research institute at the University of Oxford. Shamim Ahmed has joined us, who's a well-known storyteller in the Bangladeshi community. We have a whole range of people who generously give up their time for no reward whatsoever to support us and offer us all sorts of contacts into different parts of the community. In fact, it was through our board that we became aware of Rooney Khan from Culture Pot Global, who are also a key part of the Freedom Week programme.
She's a very active person.
She's been a complete supporter of Rich Mix, and we've learnt a lot from her about the way in which we can better increase the quality of what we do and the way that we can better reach out to other parts of the community.
I understand she's away at the moment, but she will be here.
She's back because she's promoting a number of events with us, music events, and a couple of really interesting debates about freedom and fairness.
Yes.
Again, ones that we hope will have a really big audience because they are important issues which we all need to be aware of regardless of our background or ethnicity.
True. I mean, not just the community members, but other members of the other communities. They should be here too to understand what's going on. I think that's called panel discussion on poverty alleviation, and there's also a musical program called Q.
Yes, which will be a lovely event. It's a London-based band which plays Bengali heritage music, but with a modern twist, and we think that's going to be particularly exciting. It draws on the traditions of Nazrul and Tagore, but presents it in a way which is entirely relevant to 2014, so that's very exciting. And similarly, our Songs of Freedom event on Friday the 21st, which really kicks off the whole festival.
This is not recorded, this is live, isn't it?
This is all live performance.
All live performance.
So it'll all be in our big main space. We can put up to 500 people in there. It would be a joy to be turning people away at the door.
I read it on your website that it's open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So what happens if the program, if this curfew hour is...
Oh, well, actually, our website, if it says that, we're probably not being properly accurate, because we do open at 9 o'clock every morning.
Yeah.
And we close usually around midnight.
That's what I thought.
So, yes, we go on a bit longer than that.
Yes.
We won't make people go home at 9 o'clock if it's
Lights
a really
out.
good music event. But we are good neighbours.
You don't want people to be disturbed living
No.
there. But there are not too many people live there. It's a commercial area, isn't it?
Well, in fact, interestingly, the area is changing. We've just had a new big development across the road from
Oh, yes.
Rich Mix
Yes.
of quite a high-rise blocks of flats. And it's very good of the developers who built them that they bought Rich Mix membership for each of the new flats. So we're hoping to be able to make friends with the people who live in those apartments, and that they will start to see Rich Mix as another important part of their local environment as well.
It will become a part of their life.
We hope so, in a good way.
Well, yes, of course. It will be good for Rich Mix and good for them.
Yeah.
What are your future plans?
So we
It's
think,
been so far so good.
yes, what we particularly want to do is to be able to invest some more money now in some dedicated outreach work, so that we can start to really engage with some of the communities who live most closely by Rich Mix, and start to be able to offer some opportunities, whether that's through being able to learn a skill or learn an art form, or be able to participate in other ways. We think that's really important, and we're going to work very closely with the youngest members in the community. But at the other end of the scale, we're also conscious that around us there are an awful lot of older people, some of whom are living quite isolated lives.
True.
So we're interested in finding ways of working with organisations who want to bring older people into a different space, whether to see a film or to have some craft workshops. We work closely with St Hilda's Community Centre around the corner. We've been working with the Jaganari Women's Centre and with the Arbour Project to find ways of bringing people into Rich Mix, just to be able to experience what we can offer. So that's one level of what we want to do. And then the other thing that we particularly want to do is to build on the learning that we're establishing with working with DRIC on this programme, to be able to do some more international work, to be able to encourage British-born Bangladeshi artists to be able to showcase their work in Bangladesh, and to bring work back over to this country, not necessarily by making people fly, but by using the gift of our cinema technology, where we can do effectively big-scale Skype, so we can have people talking to one another in a very close way without needing to physically make that huge journey.
Yep. Why not use the technology?
Exactly.
Instead of technology riding on us.
Yes, yes. I mean, we still like people to go and meet face to face, but
True.
if we can make some links for young people to understand more about the country that their parents came from, and if we can find ways of communicating that in a way which is simple and cheap and easy to do, then why
True.
wouldn't we want to do that?
Don't you think that it would be a good idea to have a real big exhibition on different countries of South Asia or other communities, I mean, their homelands?
Yes, we would love to do some of that. And in fact, we're talking to the Arts Council as part of our current funding bid about some resource to be able to do that. I think one of the things that we are keen to carry on doing is having, a bit like the Freedom Week events, more of those set pieces where we perhaps have a month where we focus on a particular heritage or a particular community, and where hopefully we can bring people in.
Unfortunately, we have come to the end of the time,
Oh.
and it was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
And I hope that with all your good work, loneliness for older people will not be a problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, viewers, for being with us, and I hope you have enjoyed the show as much as I have, talking to Jane Earl, the CEO of Rich Mix. It was a pleasure having her, and it was very informative. I hope some of you will be there at Rich Mix from 21st of March to 27th of March, where they are celebrating the Freedom Week, and a lot of things are happening during that period. Thank you very much. Same time, same channel. See you next week. In the meantime, take care.